Welcome back to the channel, guys.
In this video, I will be showing you exactly how I was able to gain 50 yards of carry on my driver just by getting fitted. And to do that, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how the fitting process works. But before we begin, let's take a look at the MapleHillGolf.com driver optimizer. One of the biggest myths in golf is that you need lower spin and lower launch to get more distance. Well, for a lot of people that's true, but really it's more like an inverse system. The higher your launch angle, generally the lower spin you want. And the lower your launch angle, the more spin you want. And now that we know this information, let's take a look at my baseline numbers. My ball speed average is 161.8. My launch angle is 8.1, and my total spin is 1942. And because of these non-optimal numbers, I was only averaging 223 yards of total carry. Looking at the MapleHillGolf.com driver optimizer, I would need a spin of about 3,000 to increase my carry number to around 275 yards. But if you look a little right of the graph, you'll notice for that same ball speed, if I can increase my launch angle by a little bit, let's say 13 degrees, it allows me to only have to increase my spin to 2,400 while giving me a max carry of 300 yards instead of 275. So that's the main goal. Increase loft, increase spin, and to do that, I'm headed to Maple Hill so they can fit me for a driver that will help me achieve those results.
Hey Jack, how's it going?
Bob, not so good. I can't hit my driver. I'm low launch, low spin. I think I'm losing a ton of distance with the club I currently have, and I just want to know if you have any options for me.
Yeah, so what we should probably do, it's been a little while since you've been fitted, I believe. So what we should do is get you in the launch kitchen with our TrackMan and see where your numbers are at, and let's try to maximize. I want you to bring in your old club. We'll get you set up with Jesse, and we'll compare some of the new stuff. And I can pretty much guarantee you with the fleet of golf clubs that's available this year, my friend, we're gonna be able to improve on what you have pretty drastically.
Perfect, let's check it out. Well, that's some good ball speed.
Yeah. Yeah, your numbers that you're really going to be focusing on here, smash, and then these first five are what the club is doing essentially.
Because I've always been really good with my smash, but the issue's been like
controlling that face.
A little bit the face, but the launch angle, like it spins low and it launches low.
So this number right here is dynamic loft.
Is the loft I'm applying at
impact.
Right, so I'm applying 8.3 as opposed to
whatever you're set at right now.
9.5, but I think my attack angle's up, so that would add, so really.
It should add loft, yes. Yep. So at impact, essentially what that means is you're hitting up on it this way, but your driver shaft is leaning forward like that, taking the loft off.
Okay.
Yep. So that being said, so these are your average numbers now. So obviously you know that you launched the ball low and then with lower spin because you do actually hit up the ball. So my goal for you would be to gain not only, like we said, that keeping that one-way miss. That's going to be more manipulating the face and what we do with it, and shaft. Shaft can really help with that. And then gaining spin and launch. So the problem being, though, because you have such higher swing speed, right, we need to kind of maybe go up in loft and then manipulate the face down to try to create that little shot shape that we want, or with shaft too, it's tough. There's not a lot of, stock profiles out there, I'll say, that fit a higher swing speed that are stiff enough for you, right? So that's where we might have to experiment.
And it's funny, I swing the slowest out of everyone in the group. Like I'm at 110.
I mean, you're still moving it. That's still moving it.
Yeah.
So I don't be upset about that. But yeah, in your group, you might be the slowest.
Yeah, everyone's like 120.
You're training though.
I'm training. We're training. We're training.
This is your impact location right now.
Yeah.
Very consistent. So a lot of that has to do with that shorter club. A little bit high, but I would prefer to see higher on the face for you because that will, on a miss hit, tend to launch the ball higher because you're already low spin. So I'd rather see that. So to see that raise up a little bit, your average loft is 10 degrees. So that's dynamic. Statically, you're at 9.5, right? So you're only delivering about a half a degree more than what your driver is. Typically, I want to see that number anywhere from 11 to about 14-ish.
Yeah.
Which even going up to 15 for you is still fine because you have a pretty neutral path and a neutral attach angle. So, I mean, even if you're up on it 2 degrees, you'll still be fine. So, but yeah. So I think now we're going to dive into it and get going. All right. So I'm going to pop together a Stealth 2 here for you. I think I just want to use your shaft and just put the new head on, more loft, and see what happens. So
cool.
That's where we're going to start.
Hey, a little cut there.
Yep. A little bit on the heel side. It's all right. That was a little better, a little higher, not much. So here's the thing too, right? So if we can, at the end of the day, right, if we can't get that launch up, because there's a little bit of a swing issue there too. Not an issue, I should say, but
Right.
a mechanic, right? So you hit up on the ball. So because you're hitting up on it 2 degrees, you should be technically delivering more loft. You just like having that control and keeping that handle forward. So if I can get you delivering a ball like this very consistently, I'll take that still.
Right.
If we can narrow that dispersion like that, I will take that all day. There it is.
The smash
little
won't be as
Healy,
good, but the shot I think will be okay.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. So if we look at that dispersion now, right, all of a sudden, and we only changed the head, right? So whether it feels, does it feel lighter to you? Does it feel heavier?
That head feels lighter. But I have some lead tape on that one to get the swing weight right, so that could be it, but it definitely feels like a lighter head.
So here's the thing too. That's a stock, or no, I'm sorry, your shaft is in there. So I think that lightweightness kind of allows you to deliver it a little bit better, truthfully.
Really?
It allows you to lift it a little bit more and release that club better. Okay. So loft, again, same thing. I mean, 10.1 on yours and you're delivering 10.3. Yeah. Again, it is only a half a degree difference. So what I actually want to do now is I want to add loft to that club, because if I add loft, that closes the face of the driver. So if you want to kind of play that draw shape, which again, how you deliver this club was 1.5 and out with the face being closed. So because it was a slight bit more heel side, you did get a couple cut shots in there.
Yeah.
So if I add loft to that and have that face closed, that's kind of sounds like it should be a good combination. So
as long as I think the hard part when I open the face up, right, is like I have trouble having a closed face already. So it's I just got to be even more so trying to open it.
So right now you're hitting the ball here, right? So if I were to take that driver and move that upright, that should help that strike a little bit as well.
Oh, so it's tilting up.
Correct.
On the toe side
so just like an iron, think of it like that.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing. Yep. That was a good ball.
Yeah, it felt good.
65.
That's a mishit.
Little Healy. So even then, right? So these two shots, right? That's just you. So when you hit one how you normally would, we're at 11 degrees now, which I like, right? We're starting to get up there in those numbers that we like. All right, let's go up that one more, and from there we'll start trying other shafts. Hammered. Good ball.
A little right, but it's a good shot, I think. Oh,
Hammered.
it's good. There we go.
Great ball. Yep. Fantastic.
Yeah, and the loft is
right. So that now you're up at 11.
Yeah.
I like it, and again, we're favoring the lower side, but again, it's because you hit up on the ball and we're still delivering that little bit of lower loft. But again, we're at 11. We're getting somewhere. Yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. So
cool.
That's a good option. So we'll stick with that. Let's try some different shafts. So you're at obviously extra stiff, 70 grams. So it's 70 grams it's a heavier shaft is going to lower that ball flight typically, right? So I'm going 60x. I'm going a little bit lighter, and we're going to see what this does for you.
It's going to be launched way high. Oh, maybe not higher. Huh. Okay. Now it's going to go pretty far, I think.
Speed.
Hey guys, if you're looking to get a golf simulator but don't know where to start, take our golf simulator quiz below in the description.
Different, I know that.
More flimsy?
100%. But in a bad way?
I think I would get used to it. If I'm already I hit those pretty good. I mean, that was my farthest carry, right? That was 280.
100%. 280 was your furthest carry.
Yeah.
I love it though.
We're pretty close.
This is looking pretty good. Yeah, and I would start to say control is probably lacking with this setup. Now that being said, your strike on the face is actually fairly decent. That last one kind of threw it off a little bit. So if I ignore that one, you are more centered. But again, it's still I will still take that, in a different location and centered, because that can be fixed versus kind of all around. Right?
Yeah.
So, all right, well, we learned. So this one, more of a mid-launch, mid-spin, technically on paper, and it is going to be a hair bit stiffer than the last shaft in the butt section. So I think this probably is a better fit for you than the last shaft.
That's all good.
Speed. There we go.
There's a good one.
Yep, that's a good one. 275, 308. We'll take that all day.
Yeah.
That is going to be a good ball.
Yeah, smash is going to be lower, but that's going to work. I love.
Yeah.
Like I could tell I didn't hit it great on the face and carrying 274.
Yeah. And your dispersion right now is looking good.
Yeah.
One more there.
Yeah, I do like this sheath.
And that too. So, I mean, look at both of those right there. How you delivered that club, right there and right there, fantastic.
Yeah.
Obviously, that one was you, right? So that's okay. We have those.
No, that's okay. I mean, that's still.
Regardless, the numbers honestly just are still coming out.
Yeah, like I hit that. I feel like I hit that horrible in it.
Still 300 yards.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
We are done with Stealth 2 for now until we revisit it. So I think next I'm going to go to DarkSpeed. Kind of the same setup. I have a Callaway blue that I think you'll like.
Okay.
And then a Link 2. That's a new shaft for Cobra this year. So we'll try that out.
This shaft feels like stiffer than both the
Correct.
ones.
So this is Link Blue. It's 65 gram extra stiff. The last one that you were hitting as well, that was also 65X.
Yeah.
You're playing 70. So when it comes to extra stiff,
It's crazy how you can feel the weight. I can feel the weight like on all of them.
That was good. Little spinner. That was a little heel side. Yeah. So path and out, a little bit of open face even.
Pretty neutral with the path, right?
Correct.
I'm always
negative
zero.
0.8. Yeah. Anything under 1, I consider a very neutral path.
Yeah. That's another gear. Dang.
Thoughts so far on this?
I don't think I've hit it well, and I don't know if that's. Sometimes it just feels different. So like I don't think that's necessarily the. Like I don't want to fault the driver because I'm not.
Sure. But at the same time too, right? You're a good enough golfer. You can get used to something. I don't want to see that. If I can't get you hitting something good within the first, 4 to 5 shots, it's not meant to be.
Okay.
So what I did is we're going a little bit heavier, so I'm going from a 3 gram weight in the back to now a 12 gram weight in the back.
Okay. Give me a little more. Help me launch it up a little bit.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that felt nice.
Yep. Great ball. So another thing too that I always point out to people is one number I love looking at no matter what is smash factor, right? So whether, because some people would go, well, that was slower at 163, right? Well, if you look at how fast you swung, that really is all you can get out of it, right? Because you've been up to 111. That's where you're going to get your 165, your 166.
Right, and it's shorter, so I'm losing a mile per hour too.
Correct. Yeah.
So, but I've always.
But what you're losing necessarily in club speed, you might be gaining in efficiency, and causing more ball speed, right? So.
That's high off the face.
High off the face. Let's see what it does.
I think my attacking. Oh man, I would love that to be my miss. Jeez.
That's great.
Right? Same thing. And I think the high off the face, this club feels really good. I think the high off the, oh my gosh.
Look at that. So that, again, if we look at that now, that's a true draw. So club path in to out like that, and then you have that face closed. So that was a true draw. Look at that amount of loft that you delivered right there, 16 degrees. So I am going to try a slightly different shaft here too, but I'm also changing that weight out. Ooh, be good.
I think that would be pretty
Great
straight.
Ball. Great ball.
That felt really good.
That's because it was spin a little bit. Yeah, great ball.
There we go. Woo.
That's a fantastic ball.
Yeah, that feels really nice.
That's gotta be.
That's gotta be optimal, right?
That's gotta be.
Give me the optimizer. Where's it at?
There it is.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Yep. Oh, I got more carry.
You got more carry too, and
more
total.
roll than optimal. Oh my gosh.
Over optimized.
I'm over.
Over optimized.
We get over optimized.
PGA Tour, here we come.
Yeah, right.
Or live.
No
judgment.
One of the two.
This is looking good, actually. I like this a lot.
Yeah, I actually like this a lot.
Hit one more, and then we'll throw that tour length back in there and see what that does.
Yeah. That's good. I like that.
I'm liking that.
It's weird. It's like, I think naturally I don't like the being a little flimsier, because then it's like I feel like it's harder to control, but I don't know if it.
That looked like a very confident swing out of you, and you hit a fairway.
Yeah.
It's 50 feet left,
Yeah.
That was great. Let's put that down for a minute. We're going to go to Callaway now.
Okay.
AI Smoke, the Max, which is just their standard head nowadays. 10.5. I'm going to only go up to 11.5 on this, but that Callaway Blue 60X.
Okay. I like this. Whatever this shaft is, Jesse.
You do. You like the Callaway Blue.
Holy, yeah.
And that's it, right? So when you say it, you said it felt a little bit looser, but again, in a good way, where exactly what you said. You time it up nicely.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Not as high ball speed, but I think it'll be straight. Oh, no.
I mean,
Funny how it's
definitely consistent. That's for sure. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to move that weight a little bit further into the heel section there.
I feel like I might have almost been losing club speed because of how stiff my shaft was, if that makes
correct.
It was like a little too stiff for me, maybe.
Yes, because it's just not loading properly.
Yeah.
Right.
It's interesting how much higher I'm launching this thing too.
Yes.
Like every one is.
And that's only at 11.5, so we can always come down to try to get that spin down too, easily.
Yeah.
That one should, that should be a great ball. Yeah. There it is.
I can't believe how much faster. I don't know if I'm warmed up, but the club speed is like, they're all like 3 to 4 miles an hour faster with this club. That was a good one. It just felt good.
The fact that, so that one even, right? So now you delivered lower loft.
Right.
And you launch the ball lower, but spin still maintained. So you still got your carry in total. So that, again, that's going back to that pulley system. So when you launch the ball lower, you're still maintaining spin, which I love.
Yeah.
Right? That didn't drop down to below 2,000. I mean, you're still at almost 2,500.
Yep.
2450, it's great. Okay, let's try this once. I'm going to give you lower loft. All right, so now you're just at 10 degrees instead of 11.5.
Yeah.
So let's see if this, there it is. That's a good ball. Yeah, that's what that ball should have done.
Yeah.
So path was across, face was slightly open, a nice little cut right there. Hammered.
I think that would be good.
I don't know. I'm loving this right now.
Yeah.
I really am. That one we'll ignore, but that was good. What are your thoughts right now? Or do you want to wait? You
I
want
feel
to hit
like
this one more time and then
still
tell
feel
me?
like I like the Cobra better.
Let's hit it right now, back to back once. I think we found the shaft, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think there's.
I feel like this is it for sure.
I really don't. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I would want to try to replace it with, honestly. I really don't.
That was a really good one.
Yeah, that's a great ball. That's a fantastic ball.
Subconsciously seeing this go straighter, this is what I lean
well,
towards.
and that's and again, that's up to you. And I always leave that up to the person being fit. And I will too. I will always take a driver that's maybe a couple yards back, but it's straight and it's in play. I will always take that.
Now the club speed, it does seem like that Callaway's like 2 to 3 mile an hour faster, even with the same shaft.
Same
which
shaft.
is kind of crazy.
Yep. What I love about this driver is the spin that it gives you.
Yeah, I kind of
even with the lower loft.
Was that one high? Are these all high in the face?
They all are.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, I favor the higher part of the face for you, just because when you do miss one like that you kind of tug, it will launch higher, so we do get a little bit more distance out of it. But what are your thoughts so far?
It's definitely between the DarkSpeed and the Paradigm.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll throw this up there once. So if we're to scroll down here, these are your averages, right? This is the average of everything. That's
my club speed's not even that much.
No, it's not that much different. It was to begin with. You had some 112s, a lot of 112s. I mean, you had a 112 with that too. I mean, yeah, you're right in the same
right in the same boat.
You know, left to right, honestly, they're pretty similar. If I ignore this one out of the DarkSpeed though, that now becomes a little bit straighter, which is what you felt like. And that's kind of what I would agree that we saw too.
Yeah.
But again, I could make them both look decent, right?
Right. You
At
can delete
the
that
end of the
one.
day, I do think that DarkSpeed was a little bit straighter. And right now, it's actually carrying further, which I am surprised to see. Well, let me ask you this. Do you want to hit that 10.5 one more time, turn it up to 11.5?
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's probably worth it, right?
Maybe, yeah. Let's.
That's gonna be a long ball. That's a good ball. That. A little high in the face.
Yeah, a little
but that should
high.
be a good ball. You tell me. What are your thoughts?
I feel like I launched this higher. I feel like I have trouble keeping this one
Straight.
100%.
I would agree. I love the numbers on it, but again, it goes back to what I said. I will always take a straighter driver, and we eliminate the Callaway effect for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and I think my distances were longer with the Cobra too.
I would say, especially on miss hits, they were, because they were traveling a little bit straighter.
Yeah.
I
still
think
feel better with the Cobra in my hands, but
I would agree. So from the beginning, you hit that thing pretty straight for the most part. Even your miss hits were going straight. We're looking at
the
carry
dispersion's
right now.
like very close.
It is. It's very close. So we're down here hitting this way.
Yeah.
So I think, truthfully, if we even look at the numbers themselves, right? So you're at 11 degrees with 2100 with the DarkSpeed. This is your average versus essentially 10.5, we'll call it, with a 2000. I mean, our goal was to get you more launch and more spin.
Yeah.
Other than that, these numbers are very, very identical.
Right.
So it is that close. I think DarkSpeed wins, just based on looking at the numbers. But I think it wins even more because you just felt like your mishits were better with it. I do agree to that. And you have the confidence holding it in your hands.
Yeah.
That's one thing that people don't think about when they're getting fit for a club in general. They might not be told that or whatever, but I think if you stand over top of that ball and you look down on the driver and you go, I don't know if I like this or not, like the look of it, like the shape of it, or even swinging the club too, because each head does way differently and it reacts differently, even with the same shaft. So I think that checks all your boxes, that DarkSpeed does.
Sweet.
And the winner is the Cobra DarkSpeed X, turned up to 12 degrees of loft with a 12-gram weight in the back, 8-gram in the front, with a Kylie Blue 60-gram extra stiff shaft. And here were my final averages. Ball speed 162.2, launch angle 10.9 degrees, spin 2,139, and carry 272.5 yards with a total distance average of 304.4. If you guys are looking to buy clubs, go to maplehillgolf.com, and we'll see you in the next one.